How you doing? John Ellis with Inside the 209. Coming off of a exciting November, we had back-to-back tournaments on the IRT that we discussed. Also, congratulations to Echelon player Veronica Sotomayor of Ecuador, of Cuenca, Ecuador to be exact. She won 4 gold medals at the Bolivian Aro Games, and that's a competition amongst countries such as Ecuador, Venezuela, Colombia, Bolivia, and 1 or 2 others. I think it was hosted in the nation of Peru. Veronica won the women's singles, the women's doubles, the women's gold medal for the team, and also the overall gold medal. So keep it up, Vero. We love seeing what you're doing. We look forward to seeing you out on the LPRT coming for the second half of the season. We're going to have a good show coming up here for this first December show. It's going to be exciting watching a little bit of Jose Diaz on the elliptical, taking you through what his workout is on that machine. It's a huge machine for racquetball players, especially some of you older players out there. It's a non-impact machine. Jose Diaz gets after it here, and we'll take you through a couple of ideas for workouts. Then we're going to turn it back over to me, and I'm going to be inside the racquetball court talking a little bit about my drive serve now at the age of 41. It is totally different than when I was in my mid-20s or even my early 30s when I had all this power, my body was feeling great. Now I've become this controlled drive server at times, really hardly ever use it, but I talked to you a little bit about it. This one's going to be more for you aged racquetball players out there. You know who I'm talking about, all you 40 and over players out there. Then we'll end it with a little bit on practice in the 209. So we call these the 209 practice. We'll have a little interview with Dave Ellis on that, show you clips of all the Echelon pros getting after it hard in practice. It's an exciting show. We look forward to it. And so let's get started with Jose Diaz on the elliptical.
Alright everybody, what's up? This is Jose Diaz with Echelon TV. We're going to show you how to ride the elliptical. First, let's turn the bad boy on. You have to get it going a little bit. So, see this little green button that says quick start? Push that. You see this L that says 1? We don't want that. We at least want it to level 10 or 11 or 12, or if you're feeling brave, put it to level 14. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take you through what we call interval training 30-30s. So what we're going to do is we're going to start, and every 30 seconds I'm going to bust my butt and I'm going to go as hard as I can. And then I get a 30-second rest, and then repeat the process as many times as you think you can. Let's hope it's a lot because it's pretty hard. We try to do at least 30-30-30s. That's quite a bit of a workout. Let's see if you can do it. As you can see, it's not that easy. I've done about 6, 7, already starting to sweat. It's not too bad because we got the TV in front of us and we're watching SportsCenter. But man, does this suck. Make sure you do this. You have to do that off court stuff if you want to win on the court. Jose Diaz, Echelon TV. Let me get back to my workout. Catch you later.
Some great stuff there from Jose Diaz, wasn't it? The elliptical machine, a great machine for racquetball players. You can get your interval style of training without impact, saving those knees for the racquetball court. Thanks, Jose Diaz. And by the way, did you see the nalgas on Jose Diaz? That's how you grow them right there, putting work in on the elliptical machine. Okay, let's move on to myself on the court for On Court in the 209 edition. We're going to talk about drive serves after the age of 40. My drive serve in particular and what I do compared to what I used to do in my 20s when I was looking for maximum power. Now it's all about the angles and control. Check it out on the court in the 209. Welcome to On Court in the 209 presented by Echelon. My name is John Ellis. I'm back to give you some more instruction. It's been a while since I've done this, so times have changed for me. I'm now 41 years old. The The last time I was doing video instruction for Racquetball Warehouse, I was somewhere 33, 34 years old. My body's changed a little bit. I've had some injury problems. I'm not as in shape as I was back then. So the topic today is going to be the drive serve at 41 compared to my drive serve at 25, 26, 27 when I was in my prime. Now, I believe I was known for having a powerful drive serve, one of the better drive serves in the professional game of the IRT back in the late 90s and early 2000s. And now I don't even hit drive serves anymore. And why is that? Well, it's because my body's, had a tough time, as I mentioned. And so here it is. I start to think, wow, this is a topic that a lot of 40 plus players out there are probably dealing with in the same magnitude as I am. So I'm here to tell you about what I'm doing differently with my drive serve these days compared to back then. So let's get in the service box here. Now, for starters, let me go back and review what I used to do. I think my service box, now again, I don't care where I'm at in the service box. Every spot in the service box has a corresponding angle that I'm trying to hit. So that front wall is a huge wall of targets to me. Okay, so that stays the same for the most part. But back in the day, I used to want to get down really low. It's kind of hard to do now. Knees are shaky. I used to get down really low and want to kind of sink down into my back leg here. Really make sure my weight was in my butt, in my hamstrings, in my quads. Now, at 5'5", I'm short, I know that. I don't have any short man's complex. I actually like it for racquetball. It's been helpful over the years. What that allowed me to do is get down low, get that low ball toss as I take my back step and power step into the serve, and then stay level the whole time and try to really meet that ball low, hit it as low as I can, but as powerful as I can to get over that line, as my ball becomes really explode back in the center court. Now, I can no longer get down. My knees are hurting just from doing that right now. I can no longer get down that low to start off. I can no longer push out and get to center court like I used to with the speed that I used to do. And I certainly can't swing as hard as I used to. 3 shoulder surgeries. I'm a little sore all the time in my shoulders, so I no longer swing as hard as I used to. Nowadays, it's changed. And I'll tell you what, I watch Kane a lot, and he's young, and he's hitting the ball as hard as anybody in the world, and he's in his prime, but I notice he doesn't get down really low, so I've kind of adapted that philosophy. And so now in my setup for my service, I stay nice and relaxed, alleviating the stress on my legs, not trying to overdo it in my knees, get my racket at attention still, and as I take this step, it's still a small bounce, but as I step down, I'm not trying to sink real low into the shot. I'm staying down, and I just realized that I'm going to hit a little bit of a pendulum swing on my drive serve now, instead of catching out a little farther away from me and getting down low and trying to hit a level. I still wanted to go level, but due to the body, all the years of abusing it here on the racquetball court and in other areas, I'm now forced to kind of stay a little bit more erect, not bend my legs quite as much, have that teardrop straight to my racket, and just try to do the best I can with it. Now, I'm not worried about hitting power anymore, so the angle has to be perfect. Remember that. This game is all about angles, so I need to make sure my angles are good. Let me show you a little bit about what the drive serve looks like for me these days. Not down low, totally relaxed, legs are hurt here. Now, let's take one more. Should I watch that ball? Shorten off balance. You know what? I'm trying to hit the ball too hard right now for this camera. I'm going to take some pace off the ball. Hit my normal pace. My normal, getting older pace. I got that one in, I can tell, because I can see the height of it right off my racket. Now, this time I'm going to attempt to get to that X in the center court. You're going to notice it doesn't come out quite as clear, but I'm going pretty much getting speed. Takes me a little longer to get here. So, it's actually good that I don't hit the ball as hard as I used to, because if I did, and it got back to my opponent's racket really quickly, I'd be still stuck here in the box. So I actually need a little less pace, so it gives me a little time to get back to the center court, and then we start our rally from there. It's essential that I do not hit drive serves off the back wall these days. If I do, I'm in trouble because I'm still working to get to center court, and they're probably a young guy here in the 209 blasting the ball by me cross quarter down the line. So I got to make sure I keep that ball off the back wall. Don't worry about pace too much. Keep my legs from being too stressed out by forcing myself to just kind of go pendulum with the swing. I hope some of these helpful hints help you aging racquetball players with your drive serve. It allows you to continue to hit a drive serve even as you get into your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I hope I'm playing racquetball at that age still. You won't see me drive serving a whole lot though. This is John Ellis on the court in the 209, presented by Elliptical.
Hey guys, I'm Jose Rojas, number 4 racquetball player in the world, and I'm here to talk to you about these cool looking glasses, the Speed Ectalon glasses. What I like about these glasses is, besides the fact that they look cool and they're nice and stealthy, they are really good at keeping from sweat coming in, and there's vents inside the lenses that keep these eye guards from fogging up. They also come with stickiness, like this rubber stickiness towards the end of the back part of these eye guards, which when you put them on, you really feel like they'll stick to the back of your head and they won't come off. I've been using these eye guards since I pretty much started playing with Ectalon, and I haven't gone back. I love these things. I really recommend it. What I like most about them though, however, is that they have interchangeable lenses. If I'm playing on a court that it's really dim, there's lights are low, I'll pop these bad boys in. These are called amber lenses. You could just pop them in and all of a sudden it becomes a bright lit court. However, if I'm playing outdoor and it's really, really bright, I'll pop these smoke lenses in. These are pretty much like sunglasses. They look cool when you have them in, and look for me to wear these after this tournament when the outdoor season begins. Also, it comes with the microfiber pouch. Not only can you store these in here, but the cool part is you can actually clean your eye guards with these. So every time you're done with your match, you can just clean them up, fold them in, and pop these bad boys in, and you're set. I'm Jose Rojas, and these are the Speed eyewear.
Okay, let's get to our final segment of the show for this week. We're going to go to the 209 practice. You're going to see Dave Ellis leading the show. I personally love that I get to take part in these practices, whether it's watching or actually playing for the day. If I'm feeling good, got all these young pros around us here. Ectalon's future right here in the 209. This is what it looks like when they're at practice. Here. Not much more to say. It's typical, start to our practices here. We usually have about 3 practices a week on non-tournament weeks, Tuesdays and Thursdays, evenings, and then this Monday morning practice is starting to establish itself. It's kind of based on the schedule of Jose. Jose's ranked number 4 in the world right now. He's out of college, so he has time. Luckily, my dad's retired, so he has time on his hands too. And this works for Marky. Where's Jose Diaz? He's probably at school or something.
He has class.
He has class. But Robbie Collins is here from Hawaii, living here in town now, and getting after it. So we'll be back for a little bit more during this practice. Talk a little bit about what they're doing as they start to establish it. But right now they're going through warm-up. On court here in the 209.
All right, this is Jose Rojas here. I'm about to show you what the pinch drill is. Check me out. As you can see, it's a good workout. You see I have great pinches when I play. I love my pinch and I make sure that I'm always working on it. Not only is it good accuracy, let me catch my breath. Not only is it good accuracy, it's a good workout too. Jose Rojas out. Peace.
back here. Guys are still warming up, but I'm going to grab Coach Ellis here and see if he'll come over and answer a couple questions for me. As long as I get over here, Dad.
I like that.
Anyways, you know.
See, I used to give him orders, and now he gives me orders.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your involvement with this group and dedication to it. I mean, you know, you're traveling to both tournaments, I expect?
I'm traveling to most of them. Yeah, I'm not going to the one after Michigan, the Kansas one. I'm going to New Jersey. I got my flight already. I got my flight for New York, Long Island. We'll just drive to Los Angeles. I'm going to Sioux Falls. Already got my flight for that. So man, I'm doing it this year.
Yeah, I mean the roles have reversed for us. Back in the day, I was traveling. He would come to some of them with me for sure, but you know, he was back at home working and teaching at high school, and now I'm teaching racquetball all the time, and he's traveling on the road with the guys. So it's a role reversal. I mean, what do you love most about traveling with the guys?
You know, it's an adventure. It's fun. It's fun to travel. I look forward to it, and then it's fun to come home because it's fun to go and see new things, be new places, see your friends. You know, everybody knows racquetball players. We got friends everywhere, so it's fun to go and see them. But then when you come home, you say, "Hey, you know, I really appreciate this because I was missing it while I was gone." So,
last thing, talk a little bit about you're going to the Red Swaying tournaments, Cliff's dad. You know, you had a chance when we were traveling together as father-son coach and stuff to talk to Red before he passed. You know, tell me a little bit about those conversations.
There were some real special moments at having a chance to talk with Red. He was, you know, he built so much of Cliff's competitive spirit and I have a real fond memory of sitting down with him at breakfast in Riverside, and I think you won that tournament.
Yeah.
That makes it even even fonder. But you know, he was such a good father, such an attentive father, and you know, it's great that Cliff has created this tournament and named it after his father. It's a real tribute.
Well, fantastic. Yeah, well, good luck to that. Hope you guys do well.
Thank you.
You know, father-son here, enjoying working with all these young players.
You gotta make that judgment here.
Yeah, one of the things that's going on here is Robbie Collins obviously struggling a little bit with the low lob Z that Jose's hitting to his backhand side here. One of the things that my dad just mentioned to him in there is can't predetermine what shot you're going to return off of the serve. You got to see that serve first, so the recognition, eyes to the mind, to what the proper return is, and then the reaction to that's important. And so trying to get Robbie to do that, not just want to jump and cut off everything, but then again, if it's a serve that's meant to be cut off, that he's on top of it and ready to do that. So it's a fine line at this level.
About 3 more minutes of this. About 3 more minutes.
Right now, one more thing, these guys, the drill is they're serving a serve that the returner server calls out, meaning Jose wants the weakest serve weakest return serve, so he'll ask Robbie to serve a specific serve, and that's what they're working on for a while. Robbie obviously asked Jose to hit this low half lob Z to his backhand.
Okay, let's get going. 100 minutes, we're going to play the match.
Robbie getting some work in there. We're going to match play next. We got challenge matches. Eventually we're going to be streaming these live here in Stockton and then archiving them on the ectelontv.com. But today we've got one of our imports here from Venezuela. Unfortunately not an Ectelon player, but Cesar Castillo is going up against our #1 top dog here in Stockton, Jose Rojas. These guys have a little history. They played 2 years ago in the first round of Fullerton. Tough match too, actually. Cesar had a match point in game 4, but Jose came back to win that first round and was challenged in tough 5 gamers. So I asked Jose what he's going to do to him today, and
Gas mask, baby.
Yeah.
Bringing the hammer.
I have a feeling Cesar's about to see the real deal here in Jose Rojas. Should be a fun match.
Call me Thor today, baby.
Okay, we got our match play started 0-0 right now. Jose Rojas, Cesar Castillo from Venezuela. Again, these guys had a tough one a couple years ago. And so, you know, they're going to take this pretty serious. This is probably the last practice match for Jose before he heads over to Michigan. Cesar and I might do a little session tomorrow, but obviously you saw right there some serious talent with that backhand return. My dad, Dave Ellis, is upstairs reffing this match, and we utilize refs photographs here in practice here in Stockton because we want it to be very similar to what you're going to experience out there on the IRT Tour. And Charlie's a great ref, but he's going to miss some calls for you every now and then, or you're going to, wish that he gave you a call that was his call. And same situation with Dave Ellis up there. And those are some 69-year-old eyes up there, so I guarantee he might miss 1 or 2 calls and see how they handle the reactions. Looking forward to watching this match, and we'll probably go watch this right at home after and do a little video analysis with Cesar after this is over, so should be a good match.
My name is Veronica Sotomayor. I play with Elliptical brand. I'm ranked number 14 now, and I'm from Ecuador. I started playing when I was 4 years old. Actually, my dad introduced me in that. It was amazing for me. I love the sport, and it was great. So he gave me a racket, and I was just running with the racket, and it was heavier than me, I guess. It was just like that. He used to play in those courts that there were all concrete, just concrete, everything, and play to 21, a game to 21, and something like that. Yeah, and the little rackets, the very small rackets. Yeah. When I was 10, I beat him first time. Yeah, and then it was pretty close though. He beat me one, I beat him another, and there was like that. And when I was 14, he couldn't beat me anymore. Yeah. But I never feel, when somebody hit you with the ball, nobody did more than my dad. My dad hit me with the ball once. I mean, was just a mistake, but we were playing and he just hit the ball and hit me so hard, and it's like I never forgot that. Like, Dad, you are the anyone that hit me so hard with the ball, yeah. They have a really good stuff in California. Actually, it's exactly Stockton part. We've been playing so much. They've been awesome, and it's kind of like more than a relationship. Coach and the player is more like friends. So it makes me really comfortable to be there and play with everybody. Also, California have almost the best players in the world. So for me, it's amazing, and train with them, do a lot of stuff with them. I mean, I feel so good with it. I guess we are like 7 now. Yeah, see, a lot of people from other countries are going there to practicing. Yeah, well, I'm playing now with a Taron Gold. You see the color is so awesome. I wanted the racket so badly. Actually, it looks pretty. It is light. I think I feel like different when I play with this racket. Because it's just because of the color, or I just feel special with this racket. So I really like it.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that look in on a practice here in the 209. Guys are obviously working hard, led by Coach Dave Ellis. Good luck, guys, as we get into the second half of the season coming up pretty soon. Now let's transition into the LPRT. The ladies are in Crystal City, Virginia. It's a great club, a lot of glass on the main court. They'll have a great time there. It's a stop that's been there for a bunch of years now. And we've got some exciting happenings within the rankings for the Echelon women. Currently, here's my notes right here, shows the rankings. Currently, Ronda Racich is still holding down the number 2 spot, but year to date, things have changed a little bit. Veronica Sotomayor is actually ranked ahead of Ronda right now year to date at number 3, followed closely by Ronda at number 4. So it'll be exciting to see those two battle it out for position rankings. Hopefully one of the two can overcome the player at the top and maybe be ranked number 1 at the end of the season. A lot of racquetball still to go for the first half of the season and then leading into the second half of the season. But we hope you enjoyed this edition of Inside the 209. First week in December. We'll be back December 11th for our next show.